So, in attempt to seek knowledge, that is very important for us to seek this knowledge and understand what they are trying to do. So I know over time, if you go over this and over it again, we'll understand how these things levels work. So we told ourselves that that wave one ended here, and they were not able to break this line for so many months or weeks until this one is the first thing that will indicate. Let's watch those lines. Let's watch across those lines to see how we see what is going to happen. Now, let's watch across it. So this is the first thing that ended this wave, and we now add this. So for me, this is the first corrective wave. Once we have this is the first corrective wave, and wave two and wave three. And again here, this may be that you want to break it, and you are careful because you don't want to sell from here. It's always good not to sell against the trend from this level because you don't know if they're going to break it. But you're going to wait for price action to see if you're going to sell it. And when you sell down, you can buy up. So here also, they have not made any attempt to break. And it's like as if they are falling down. These things are gimmicks. You see, it reached up top here. Let me adjust a bit. Let me adjust it to touch it. Good. Now, it reached the top here. It never did. It even went a bit lower. And they now went lower than anything that they have done here. That can confuse anybody, except to know that they are doing internal correction of wave. And when they now came back up, so the first sign to breach this thing is the first time that something wants to happen. Or if they have not breached it all this while, and this is the first candle that breached it. But this first candle that breached it is a selling candle, and it could have been an opportunity for you to know, say that, see, this thing has closed here like this. Try and get out at the end of this thing because they're going to push it up. That is just the meaning of it. So, and they came down, they gave people opportunity to not to lose much. So if you see how many pips that went down from ear to ear, went down by 250 pips. They tried for you not to lose so much money, but a blind man will not always see and read the meaning. And they came back up here with all this formation. They have not shown you anything. This is the candle here that clearly shows that they are going up and they are not going to come back down again. This candle here I'm touching is the candle that showed it that that's the end of wave one and they are breaking up. This is the candle here. So this is the candle. So they have sat on top of this line, and that candle is like how many pips? If you had watched it on 4-hour candle, probably you would have closed without much loss. That's about 100 pips. And 100 pips on your small money is like $10. So that would have been the candle to say, let me get out of there. And because if you don't get out here, they're going to drag you up and waste your money for some time. And that's how much now? Above that line, from here, above that line, it's about 350 pips. And after that, they still came back down again, you know. But when they come back down here, you're already confused. You think that, okay, now, I think I've been holding on and they're going to come back down. So that maybe they are now going back down the way you are thinking in your head without counting the wave. And not knowing that they are giving you the last opportunity to exit the trade. And this is the level of one. And they came back down here again. And from there, that will be the last time they're going to come back here. Because look at it here. And they came back, they're moving up. And they went up. So they went up. And this is where they're going to break again. Because this is where they reacted. And this at the level, this level they reacted is the level of what? 3. 3-1. So just like I told you, see, this is 1 here. And this is the first, second of 3 of 1, 2 of it, and this is 4, 3 of 3. So if I push it a bit up to accommodate this thing, so it's like exactly here. So that's what 3 of 3. And this is where 4 of 3 is. And eventually we have seen that this is the first attempt and they broke it up here. So when they first broke a line like that and you have misreading, they will give you an opportunity to still get out of it, provided you have picked your trade around this area. Once they break it, they will still come back in to allow you to leave. Those are for the experienced people. And they broke it by how many? They broke it by, by almost 100 pips. So they broke this one also by 100 pips and they came back down. But because you don't know the direction of the trade, you think you want to go back down again. And so you will leave your money for long. Now, but this is the sign, the first sign that they are going up. They came back down. They spent almost 2 weeks or more also below before they trusted it up. Now they trusted it up. This is like 3-1 and 3-2 here. And they finished the entire structure of 3-3 here. So this is 3-3. We are looking at it together. They finished 3-3 here for this trade. They finished 3-3 here and they now did 4. This is 4. This is now with 4 of the old 3 to 4. This is with 4, and they still try to pierce this level, try to give you if you have it. So they now started with 5 here. They started with 5 here. So because I Buffalo and Woki, they did this one. The first wave of 5 is this one. And because people don't know, you cannot count the internal structures, you are confused. This is what? 1 of it, 2 of it, 3 of it, 4 of it, and 5 of the first wave of 5. And they now did 2 of 5 around here. And that is what they are trying to do all this while. They finished 2 of 5 here. They went up, came back down because they are finished 5 here, and they came back down to rise up and do with 2 of it here. So this is with 2 of 5 that ended here. So if you want to do a fib analysis of it, from the red to the top, it's going to agree with what we know for wave 2. So let's see where it falls. It's around a bit below 61.8. So which looks like what? A 2 of 5. Now this is the 3 of 5 that we are seeing now. So this 3 of 5, this looks to me like 3 of 5, and this might just be 4 or 5 that they are now doing in the middle. So when they are going to finish with 5 is when they break this level above. So because that will be the last leg of wave 5, that is when they're going to finish it. And that is what we must pay attention to, because immediately they finish that 5, they are going to come down. So that is where we need to now pay attention. Let me see if I can see something to show you, but I will still show you. Then let me do something and I will come back there. How do I do that now? I want to show you something. I want to show you something. I want to show you something. When they change direction, I want to show you something. See, this is a move here, and they went up. Let's look at what happened here. Because this is an abnormal move anyway. This is an abnormal move. So it's not a good movement up here. So this is another move. This is another move. Let's see the way they change the move here. After that big candle, very devilish candle. But then they still give people opportunity because they have finished the wave here. The wave has ended here before they did this one. They just did this one. Maybe something happened and it was a terrible thing, but they will still want to follow their wave. So let's see. So after they did this one, this is the first move down. This is the first move down. They took it down. They took this one up and they came back down. So this one was like wave 1 and 2. Immediately after they finish it, they did wave 1 down and wave 2. So if you want to now see it, if it's like that or not, so come from here, you take it to the last level of this thing, which is here, and where is this? This is at exactly 85.4. That is wave 2. So they use that because immediately they will change it. That's what I'm trying to let you know. Immediately they will move it down, do wave 2, and they will now begin to fall. So I don't think they are ready to fall yet. Let me look for another level that they change direction so that we can understand what we are going to see. You can understand what you're going to see. Let's go to another level where they change that. Okay, this is another level where they change direction. So you can see after they are done the wave here too. So after they have done the wave here too, let me try and zoom. Pay attention to that reversal area. See, pay attention to this reversal area. They move the price down. Just immediately they finish with 5. So from here, this also is like wave 1 of it. This is 2 of it. This is the whole of this is 4, 3 and 4 of it, and the last one is 5 of it, and they change the direction almost immediately. So we must be able to count the internal structure of this wave from here. When they broke here, it is wave 1 that will break this top here, and this is wave 1 that broke it. Okay, so we can say after the break of this one, wave 1 broke it, and this is like 2 of it, a 3, a 4, and a 5. That's the way it is. So wave 1 will always break the structure from this top here. So it was broken by these two, 1 and 2, and they did 2 of it, and a 3, a 4, and a 5, and they move it down. So that is what you should expect. So let's now go back there. Now, we have told ourselves that this wave had been broken here by 1. So of course, the first one was broken here. Do you understand? We have said the first one was broken here. This is not like, this is like wave 5 that ended in 5 of 3. And now from here, we now have the first one, because this one was broken by this candle here, and this is a 2, and this is a 3. We are going to see a 4. And after a 4, then we are going to see a 5. So the best way of dealing with this now, the best way of dealing with this to understand it is, let's look at the internal structure here. Let's look at the internal structure here to be able to get the end of here. So if we look at the internal structure here, and we tell ourselves this is wave 1, and this is wave 2 here, and this is wave 3, and this is like wave 4 here, and this is 5 here. And after that, we had a correction here. All these are series of corrective waves, and this one went up to break the top of this one. So once the top is broken, so we're going to look what kind of price broke it. It's more of like also like a straight line, more, forget the middle corrections and all of that, but more or less like a straight line, a 1 of this wave. So a 1 of wave 5 was more or less in a ending diagonal. So 1 of wave 5, and this is 2 of wave 5. So this still looks like so much like 2 of wave 5. That is what we are seeing here. 2 of wave 5 that we didn't interpret correctly. So, and if it's 2 of wave 5, then let's see if extension of that will go beyond 61.8 to prove that the one we are seeing above is what is 5 or 3 of 5. So from here to the end of 2, exactly, which is correct. This is where 161.8 will end, and which means that this one shooting beyond 161.8 before this correction means that exactly this is wave 3 of 5. So we are proving that we are in wave 3 of 5. So if this is wave 3 of 5, where can this wave extend to? Matthew, when they stop, they have an habit of pushing a bit up and upper, trying to do correction. So we're going to see the correction. So it's the correction that will finish that leg of wave. So what are we looking at? We are going to look at 54, 38. So from the end of wave 2, the end of wave 2 is from here. The end of wave 2 is from here to the, well, yes, to the beginning of, or end of wave 3. So we are telling ourselves that this correction cannot do more than 38. So let me take this one off. For this is Chef JPY. Between 50, it cannot do more than that to what? To 38.2, which is here. So we are telling ourselves that these are the levels we are going to have this correction. It shouldn't extend beyond this level on the higher time frame. So that is what we are telling ourselves, that the correction that we're about seeing here, that is forming now, it probably will not go beyond here. Worst case scenario, it will get here and they will go up. Once they come back here and they are breaking this one, they have changed the trend. That is what we're telling ourselves. So now with this, also reading this price candle that I have shown you, the way I showed you the other time, looking at this price candle here is an inverted hammer. You can see the point here, means that they are correcting and price will still break beyond here. That is what I can see. Price is going to break beyond here. So they might correct, break it a bit, send it down. They might waste some time here because they have done 1 week already. They have done 1 week already. So if I expect like half of the time that they spent here, then I don't know. After this move, which is A, B, and a C, and they did this one, a flat, which is like A, B, A, B, and the C leg went up. So that is what we are looking at here. So this is like A, B, and a C, which is the low, next low. That's how you recognize it. The first low is here, A, and the next I, B, and a C. And the next I to this one is this one, which is this one, because we have to mind this low also, which has gone below this low. So it's like A, B, sorry, what am I saying? This is like A, B, and a C. So I don't expect my extension to go beyond 61.8, 161.8 to finish with 5. That's what I'm telling myself. So if I want to now tell myself where is wave 5 going to end, so I'm going to now pull up, let's now take our monthly, or let me use weekly time frame. Would that help us? Let's see, it won't help us. Let's go to monthly. If we're going to see something on the monthly, I'm trying to now project where that wave is correction is going to end. If I'm going to project, I'm going to use between this tick line and these two to project. So if I want to project, I come here. From here, that's one. If the first line here means that 161 wave 5 must not go beyond here, which is the first line here, which is this one. Wave 5 must not go beyond here. That's the first one. And if it's not there, if I'm going to take the next line up from that tick line, which is this one, it also means that wave 5 must not go beyond beyond this place. So I should see my wave 5 ending in between these two lines here. So that is what it's going to look like. So which means that we are going to see this wave break slightly here, and around this area, we're going to see a move to the downside. So this is where I expect after this correction between here and here, price is still going to shoot a bit higher. And when you see where price is likely going to get to, price may still push about 278 pips beyond the current high. That's the meaning. This is Chef JPY. But then in real time, if you now want to know, all we have to do in real time is now begin to now count per se the wave that is unfolding here to know where exactly if it's going to fall in between here or below it, because the kind of wave structure that forms in the middle will eventually tell us what is going to happen. So look at this correction. After this move here, it took like 2 months or less than 2 months to finish it before this move. So this one will not take a whole month before they begin to trust the price down. So we must be ready for that. So, but I don't think they are ready to come down based on what we know and we have analyzed here. I don't think they are ready to come down. What I know about price action on the weekly, on the monthly time frame, and this kind of candle, they are not ready to come down. That is what we are telling ourselves. And so we now continue to count the wave structure. So there's no price action here on the daily. You know, all these ones, they are not price action to send the price down. So that is how to look at it. And we're going to also deploy this to see what is going to happen on AUD USD. So after the first move, this is the first thing, and they went up here and they did this. They want to correct this big time. And this is the first, this is A. A, send the price low. This is like a B, a C. So let's look at it the way it is on the 4 hour. To see how many waves they have done on the 4 hour. Now, on the 4 hour, so this is like A, this is like a B, to me, this is like a C, and this is likely going to break higher, and this will be an X leg, and after this leg, X leg, they might take it higher or not, they might come down and break the low, and that low, when they break the low will break this leg, it will break here. I think if anybody wants to buy, this is the level you can buy to exit here. I will be waiting to buy at this level to exit here. That is what I will be waiting to do. And that is how to study this thing. I don't want to sell from here because they might take it up. Except if you have sold from here, then you must know how to engage yourself. So if you have sold from here and you have not closed it, I think you must just be ready to allow price go against you for about 300 pips, and after that, price is going to return for good. That is what can now happen. But then price still have this opportunity of still coming down if they're going to do a double three or a double three or a triple three, but they cannot do more than a triple three before they reverse this price. So we are going to wait for when they're going to throw the last leg of wave 5 now, and that is what we are waiting for. And this is 4 in the middle we are seeing, and it's a big correction. You can see up to this level. That's about 300 pips. Let me see. That's the way it's going to play out. That's about 280 pips. So price moved about 280 pips downward. And if I'm correct with my analysis so far, this will be 38 and this will be 50. So price will reverse here to go up and break the top one more. So once they break the top, so this price looks like to break the top. If they break the top, then any sell after breaking the top is what you want to get. And what will now tell you where to put your leg is the kind of formation in the middle here will tell you where to now put your sell. So for anybody that is smart, wave 4, it's a sure bet to tell us this is where price is going to return. So they're going to finish this with 4, and with 4 will suggest where we're going to put our leg to sell. And that is what, but based on analysis that I've done so far, we said that this will not even see it. The 4 hour will not see it. Can you see it? The 4 hours ended because it's still going to go a bit up. So it has ended. So we still allow this. If you want to sell this, these are things that you need to know that, sorry, if you want to buy this, you want to allow the price to come back here, at least to truly obey wave 4 principle, and you want to go up and get to this point because you know it's going to break it. And if you sell from there, you'll see price action from there, you sell. That will be like about 370 or 370 pips to the upside. And that will be what to do really. So I'll be waiting to engage yen pairs, to buy them, around from this level and exit around here and wait for the final move to sell. That is what I can see. That is what I can see. But when you have small accounts, you won't be able to take all of these trades, except if you're, then I wouldn't want you to even sell against the trend. So because they can truncate it. So I would rather want you to wait until it breaks up and they're ready to, if I can't do transfer and they break above it, and that's where I will say, okay, now join to sell because of small account, except you have big account. So when you don't understand internal structure and somebody gives you an assurance that it's going to sell, and you now you put in big lot size. Who is doing kalo? It's you now. You are doing kalo because you think that person cannot read wrongly. We might be seeing structures, but something might just give or change in the structure. So yen pairs, as far as I'm concerned, they are not ready to sell until they finish this correction. So I'm going to be interested in this correction, and that is why we must. So what you saw here is what is going to happen on all other pairs. Now let me go to AUD USD and finish up here. Now this is AUD USD. Let me pick the one that is not really fully matched. I don't have too much of yet, so I think this one. Is it this one or this one? The one I have not actually matched up here. I think this one is better. Yeah. This was what we did last week. So first, let's look at the now. This is the move down. So we had this move down, a massive move down, and this is the first correction of this move, the entire move. So we say this is A and this is B, and we said that B is not completed because when a wave, the first wave goes up, and this is like 3 waves. You can see 1, 2, 3 waves. So this is like a corrective wave. It has not gone like 5 waves up. If it has gone like by way of 5 waves, I might be thinking that is it going to be a zigzag if it has done 5 waves, or is it the beginning of a new trend? So, but the way it has done shows clearly that this is like a 3-wave structure and it's corrective. So this is like A here, which ended here at where at the green. So this is A here, and of course B can never be shorter than 61.8 feet, and of course 61.8 feet. 50 is 50 feet. Retracement of the entire wave A is at this first wave, and the 61.8 is here. So I will still expect that at least this wave B should get in this region before you can say, oh, price is going to say make a move to the upside. And if price push beyond this one, yeah, expectedly one can expect that, and that will now give us where wave C is going to be. So if that price moved a bit down and wave C goes up, we might just see one more thrust down before we probably have a reversal. So that is what I can see on AUD USD. So now you don't want to buy this, you want to sell. At what point you want to sell? At what point we want to sell. In terms of retracement back up, we don't want to retrace. Can we do a wave 2 retracement? Is it possible? We are going to look at that. Then can it give us a flat retracement up to sell? It's not impossible. But then what would first give us the clue is that after this move from here down to here, so what has this wave done? What kind of correction after this first move here? So we take it down to the red, which is this one here. Good. So let's take it just the T. This is where it is, this red here. So that's the first wave down here. And the price made it up to exactly 76.4. And that's the wave 2 here, 1 and 2. That has done like a wave 2 to me. Do you understand? Though even it's a complex correction, just like a wave 2 in that regard. So even if it's going to be a flat, so, and it trusted this one down to give me something that looks like, is it a wave 3 that I'm seeing? Or is it that this one is what the wave 1 of 2 of it of this one is it like a 3 and a 4 and a 5 here? Is it like that? Is it like that? Or that this one is a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, and a wave 4 of that correction? So let's look at it together. Of this is the A wave. Like I said, is like a 3-wave structure. But if you now begin to look at the internal structure, it might now be different now on the weekly time frame. So this is like a 1, a 2 of it, a 3, and a 4 of it. This one looks like a 5, and after a 5 of it, it might not be a 5, it might just be a big correction of what? Of the internal structure of this wave, which is still part of wave 2. Because when you finish the big one, you're going to have a big 2. This might look like a big 2 correction. So after this one, the first one A, and the whole of this B, and this is a price action for this upside to finish wave C. And that's what we are looking at now. So we are looking at a price action to finish wave C. That is what we're looking at. If you take this as end of 1, with 1 from here down, end of 1, and the first wave 2, B of wave 2, and C of wave 2. Now, if you look at this thing, the weekly candle here, so you can see that this, if it ends in a doji in a week, it speaks volume that might be the end of it. Let me do something for you to can you see? It might just be the end of it. Look at this. A whole activity of a week might just be the end of this, and they're going to move down. So wave C may have ended here. So it's good for you to see what I'm seeing here. So wave 1, and this is entirely wave 2. And so if this one is entirely wave 2, and we're going to have 3, price is going to plummet and flush down. So of course, we're going to have first 1 of 3, 2 of 3, 3 of 3 is going to go beyond here. And that's what we're going to look for. We're going to count the internal structure to know if we're going to extend or reduce our, but I think it should get here or beyond here. That is what I can see. It should get beyond here before we have a fourth correction, fourth wave. So now, if we want to look at the kind of structure here, what kind of structure do we have? So from the origin of wave A to the end of it, to this point, tells us that where we have this B is 23. So which means that B is 23. So if B is 23 here, if B is 23 here, so and this is 100 and this is 23. So when B is 123, when B is 123, it can either be a running flat or extended flat. Can we expect extended flat here? Can we? Of course, you can expect extended flat because this is what ended this thing. So A and B, so we can extend expect extended flat. So if you're going to expect extended flat, which is not likely because of the direction of the trend, so we put the first one here. We go to the end of A, we come back to the origin of B, which is here. Sorry, origin of A. So end of B, origin of, yes, end of B, origin of B, and this is origin of A. So we come back here. So where are we going to have 123? So our 100 is around this place, and our 123 is around this place. So it's not likely that price is going to do 123. So price is exactly where it's going to come down. So the worst case scenario is for us to see price around 76,800. That is what, or 900. That is the worst case scenario. But then we have to consider what we are seeing on the weekly time frame. This price action is a doji, so which clearly shows to me that I don't think price during correction and a doji like this forming is always a mark of the end. Like look at this place now. Price was coming down and we have a doji, and a doji in this sense, because it's a doji, it's a correction. So this is a three-wave structure, 1, 2, 3 of this one. So this also is like a three-wave, 1, 2, and 3. So this is like a flat. It's like a flat and it's not a zigzag. So it's like a flat. It's going to be a running short, a running flat, where you have an extension below with A, and this one can stop at 90 or 100. That's a running flat. So you can stop at 90 or 100. So that's a running flat. That is what I can see. Or yeah, a running flat. Yes. A running flat. 100 or 123. So the 100 of it is just like an 100 of here. So when you see it, it's going to be around this area. So this price action, because it's ended, if it has ended in a bullish, it might just go a bit up before coming down. Just like this one ended, yeah, like this, in a bearish, it went down a bit. And so we can still have a little charge to this level. If it's going to get there, and that was where I put this one. So it might just get here and fall, or it might just return from here. So it's not impossible. So 76, 156 might be a level that price may still get to or not. So, and if you, I think I put your stop loss at 76, 200 or something thereabout. So you must know. And that's about 58 pips or thereabout. So, but I doubt if price is going to do all of that. So price will just be at, with this, considering this price action on the weekly time frame. So let's look at the daily time frame. So now this price action on the daily time frame has not shown me that they're ready to sell, but this is a recipe for a consolidation or when price is going to bear down. This is a recipe for it here. It's a recipe for it here. So because it has gone up like this, it has gone up like this, and it's going to, probably fall from here. So, but then you must bear in mind these are daily price action. So these are things we look for. So if you look at here, this is a price action for a downtrend, and price began to move. But here also on the daily time frame, you can see these are doji, and this is not a good price action of price is not going anywhere. Also, this one is not a good price action, that price is not going anywhere. So the two price action that I can see that it's telling me that price, because the daily can do this one and this one here. So, but this one here shows that we are not, we get ready to sell, but we are almost where they are buying out. So this thing had taken like a full 1 week here for us to have that doji. It has taken a full 1 week here, and see what is happening again. So there's still a tendency to wanting to correct and to get to this level or pierce it a bit, but I doubt if they're going to have 4-hour candle or 1 hour candle must not close beyond here. So as a matter of fact, if you look at the daily the last daily uh, resistance. This is the last daily resistance. So these two, 1 and 2. So look at this, that's 2 days resistance. So price has not broken here. So in fact, it has stood like a resistance for almost how many days? This is 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So price was just able to pierce it after the formation of what with 5 here, which is an ending diagonal. So and 1 hour candle should not close above here. If 1 hour candle should close, or 30 minutes or 1 hour candle should close above 75 to 50, then we can just close and wait for just a little bit of it, except if your account can carry it. But this is a downtrend. It's not something that is going to sell for long. So I expect that probably immediately market opens. Let's see what market is going to do on Sunday. So we need to check. This is a 4-hour candle. So when you are seeing this, somebody can tell you it's evening star. I won't regard this because it's really at the end of nowhere. At the end of nowhere, you can say this is what like a double top or a triple top. You can begin to say 1, 2, 3, or even 4. So and price has not made it down. So, but when you see this, these are early signs that price is not going to go further up. These are early signs, but we now need to see proper action, price action on the daily candle. Apart from the doji that we saw, the 2 doji that we saw, we need to see proper price action on the daily to say that they're ready to move the price down. So we're going to be checking on Monday, on Tuesday, closure of price to see the price action. If like you see, this is the line I talked about. You see, even the 4-hour candle had not been able to close above it completely. You can see it's just here when they were ending their move, and the price had not even 4-hour candle has not even touched near it again for a week, except just this week and all of that. So these are recipe for down movement. And so what kind of price action do we need to see on the daily? Something like this one, this candle here. You can see, look at it. These are the candles that will tell you that the price, but it's not going to be bullish. If it's bullish, that means it's going up. So these are the kind of price action. So you see there is a small head to it here at this level. Let me take it again. Can you see a small head to it? And you can have maybe a bit shorter or as long as this, but this at the top will sit up at the top and it will be a daily candle. That tells you that's the end. They are moving down, they are coming down. They are not doing anything up again. So that is what we need to see on AUD USD. So once this thing shuts off, that's the end of it. Now, we're not going to see this kind of candle. When it occurs like this with the head down, though it's bearish, with the head down, it's just a pullback. And that's how to interpret. It's just a pullback. Now, look at it here now. So because of where we're having corrections and it's occurring, during corrections. So, but when we have a sell and it breaks low or breaks lower than this, this is 15 minutes support, trend resist support, which has been broken, but because it's still consolidating, and eventually we might see a fall. This thing has been here for more than a week. So, and that speaks a whole lot that a weakness in AUD. And so we are watching closely. So if you have 1 hour for our candle close here, we just close, and we now know if that happens, the price will just go a bit up to test 123, which is around this area. Around this area. So price will fall around this area if it gets here. But I think these are a recipe for down movement. Now look at this area also. These are kind of candles you'll see when price is falling. Look at here also. This is the first sign that they want to move down, but they went up again to break the top. These are gimmicks. They broke the top just by a few pips, and somebody could have freaked out, except if you are done with analysis, just freaked out by 11 pips or thereabout, and you now move the price down. So when you first see these kind of the candle, these two candles, they're almost the same, almost the same. These and these are also good price action, but you might just have to wait until you confirm with this one. So this is now a confirmation. These are early signs. When they did this and they push the price up to end it, then this one formed. This one is so it's not until this one formed and closed fully like a day, then they are moving the price down. So it can be that, it can be anything when they are moving the price down. So we are only waiting, and we could have it like this also, but can we have this one here? I doubt it. I doubt it. So this one moved down. This movement here is just a wave 2 to this one, wave 1 and wave 2, which is wave 2 pullback, and a 3 here and a 4 around this area on the daily. That's a 4 and a 5, and before this move again. So so that is what it is. That's what it is. So we have ended this here as far as I'm concerned. This is like a 3-wave structure or thereabouts. And it's a correction. So it's like this and that's the extension for us to have this. We'll see. So we need to watch this for Monday. Between Monday and Tuesday, we should see a bit more. So with this, we have ended the trading today. And this is what to look for when you are looking for a reversal. You must be able to count your wave. You must also look at the daily time frame to see is it a good price action or not. Just like let me flip back to Cardian. So I think Cardian, let me flip back to Cardian, the old Cardian. So to see the error of judgment. So these were the areas that we were going to sell. These were like within wave 2 or 5, and we didn't know that was it. We didn't know because it was confusing. We thought this was wave 5, but again, because this thing didn't trust sharply down, we were thinking that it was going to be early wave 5, the first one, then we're going to have correction of wave 2, and it didn't turn out like that. If you had looked, on a higher time frame, would have seen a configuration and internal structure of a corrective wave pattern, and we should have it. And once the price broke above here with a full bar, we should have closed. Not minding the loss. We should have closed almost immediately. The daily candle, once the daily candle breaks that, we should have closed it, and and we didn't do that. We were so stupid and to have allowed this one. So it's only people that have money would have accommodated this one the way I did, because I don't trade with unreasonably large size. I accommodated it, and now what I'm not telling you is that it's still not done. It's still not done. So we still have a tendency for a bit more upside, maybe not too much, maybe about 200 or 300 pips from here or from the top. From the top, just think maybe something like a 300 pips from the top or thereabouts. So it's still not done, but this looks like the last wave to end this. This is 2 and this is 3. So this might just be spending some more time here, a week or 2 or 3 weeks here, but we'll see how we count it. So on the daily time frame for this correction, this is like A down. We're going to see B. I should expect B to, if it's going to be a running flat, it won't get to where the black is, and the price will thrust more down. That is what's going to happen. But this is like A leg, and this is like going to be a B leg. So the C leg comes down. The A, the B, the C leg comes down, and the price is going to now move back in the opposite direction upwards to finish with 5. And once that happens, then we know where we are going. We know we are going. So we continue to watch that. We continue to watch that. This is like A, B, and so once we trust that C leg up, we are going to follow it up. And that's what we're going to do. Just like here, an A, B, a C, and X move, and A, B, see an X move. So that's what we're going to see. We're going to see an A, B, a C, and the last X move. So the last X move should get us to where we're going to pull the trigger. So now these are things that, now when we're even in between here, you can see these are things that will tell us, even if these are things that will tell us that this thing is going for that. There's no price action here, no daily price action. You might be thinking, oh, I'm ending diagonal without any price action, then it keep this bullish move again until all these ones were happening. So yeah, so I will try and post this for all to to watch. So good night. God bless you.